What's up guys, welcome to my video. Today we are reviewing the Sun Yat-Sen to see if it is worth doubloons. This ship is a tier 9 Pan-Asian BB. This ship is mostly a mid-range sniper, but can be a good brawler at times. It has 6 457mm guns and 3 turrets, and they hit hard. The guns have a base reload time of 26 seconds, and the turrets can turn 180 degrees in 30 seconds. The ship has a 1.9 sigma with a maximum dispersion of 209 meters, which makes the ship pretty accurate for its hard-hitting gun. The ship's guns have been buffed once since release, which was when they made it to where the armor-piercing shells have a maximum damage of 14,500 instead of 13,000. This isn't a huge buff, but it still makes the guns better. The ship has 80,900 base HP with a 42% torpedo protection damage reduction. The ship's armor is overall very good with 375mm armor on the armor belt. The ship has a decent top speed of 26 knots. Here's a screenshot of its possible upgrades and its consumables. It has an above-average secondary battery and has an average anti-air. Now let's finally get into the gameplay.
维护时空的秩序就靠大家了。
I started off this game by heading forward at half speed until I saw some enemies. After a little bit, I saw this Cataluna heading towards point C. I fired a salvo at it, but sadly most of the shells landed in front of it. Then a bit later, I saw the Sovietsky Soyuz in my range, so I fired a salvo at him. I got a solid 10,000 damage on that salvo. He ended up staying in my range, so I fired another salvo at him. I just got one overpin for about 1,000 damage, so that wasn't a great salvo. He was still a little bit in my range, so I tried to fire a salvo at him, but most of the bullets hit the mountain. Anyway, the 2 bullets that did make it through did not do any damage. I saw that this Florida was just in my range, so I fired a salvo at him. I did no damage on that salvo, just got one ricochet.
侦测到穿越者，是巡洋舰。
This Florida was trying to go behind this mountain, but I was still able to shoot a salvo at him. This salvo was pretty decent. I got 6,000 damage on the salvo. After he got out from behind the island, I shot a salvo at him, hoping to kill him. I ended up selling and missing every single bullet. I saw this Colorado in the distance. That was in my range, so I fired a salvo at him. This was another very solid salvo, doing 10,000 damage. He was still in my range, but further away, but I still ended up firing a salvo at him. This was my best salvo yet. I did 12,000 damage on that one. That Soyuz was too far away at that point, so I ended up firing another salvo at the Colorado, who was still in my range. This was a pretty average salvo, doing 5,000 damage. The Soyuz was back in my range and fully broadside, so I fired a salvo at him. This was another one of my best salvos, also doing 12,000 damage. The Soyuz in Colorado were unspotted for a little bit. Then the Colorado came back to be spotted and was broadside, so I ended up firing a salvo at him. This was a pretty above average salvo, doing around 8,000 damage. He was still spotted and in a good position to fire at, so I did. Most of the bullets missed, but one hit and penetrated, doing 5,000 damage. I could have tried to shoot at the Soyuz right here, but I decided to keep shooting at the Colorado. With him still being spotted, I fired another salvo at him. This salvo is pretty good, doing around 10,000 damage. At this point, the Colorado was at very low health, and I was trying to kill him.
通缉混沌。本龙立即给你打晋升报告。
On this next salvo, I needed to kill him here before he could heal up. But did I end up killing him there? I sold on a salvo that would have ended up killing somebody for the second time this round, and he was able to heal up a lot.
好主意，但我能做到吗？
He was still there and in range, so I fired another salvo at him. This salvo is pretty mid, doing like 5,000 damage. He's still there, so I fired another salvo at him. This was one of the best salvos yet. He was on even lower health than he was before, so I needed to kill him right here. Down to 800 freaking health. How did he not just die there? I wasn't paying attention at the time, so I didn't know that our victory points were already very high. So we ended up winning this round. That Colorado still barely survived. GG. Overall, I would not say the ship is worth all of the doubloons. I would recommend buying a tier 8 ship with the doubloons. Thank you for watching this video. Maybe consider liking and subscribing and joining us in one of our daily streams.